Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. All is well. And I ain't make a video in a while because I've been busy working, doing different things, working on myself, studying, giving time, a lot of time to my family, things of that nature. So today I'm celebrating 100 subscribers, so I had to come back and start dropping more videos because I see that y'all out there showing me love. So I appreciate all of you who have subscribed, watched, commented, shared, everything. I appreciate all of it. It shows me that you appreciate me and the content that I provide and bring forth. So, I'm celebrating that 100 subscribers today. But before I begin, I want to give praise to Allah, who guides me and makes all of this possible. And I want to give honors to all of you, everybody handling their business. I want to give honors to you. And so this weekend, I was in Baltimore over the weekend. Just got back yesterday. We had a Moorish Brotherhood Summit put forth by Ali's Men, which I'm an official member of. So praise Allah for that. Very, very, very powerful event. So I want to give a shout out to Latuna Kael. Tuna Kael. I want to give a shout out to Bro Sharif Bey. I want to give a shout out to Mahdi McCoy L. Hope I'm saying your name right, bro. I want to give a shout out to Tahaka Bey, my man. I want to give a shout out to Web Bey. I want to give another Islam to Snow Bay. Islam brothers. All right. So I want to give, first to begin, I want to give the Moorish American take on Islam, the actual religion of Islam, because a lot of people don't think that Moors deal with the actual Orthodox Islam. So I'm going to give it to you out of the Moorish literature, right? This had to be written. What I'm about to read, I'm not sure when it was actually written. I say about in either the 20s or the 30s. So this is what it says pertaining to Islam in the Moorish Science Temple of America. So it say, inspired by the lofty teachings of the Quran, we have it as the revealed word of God Allah. We shall foster the principles of its teachings among our members. This is our religious privilege as American citizens under the laws of one of the greatest documents of all time, the American Constitution. So it's saying that the Moorish Science Temple, the founding of it by Prophet Noble Ali, is inspired by the lofty teachings of the Quran, not what y'all call the Circle 7, but the Quran of Mecca that came from Arabia. And also in this literature, in this Moorish literature, the American Constitution is called one of the greatest documents of all time. So that's an important document for us as Moorish Americans. It say, the Mohammedan religion is the least appreciated and probably the most misunderstood of the world's great religions. So like I said, this was written in probably about the 20s or the 30s. This still holds true today. This is especially true in our Western world. Try to understand what Mohammedanism stands for and some of the things it has contributed to the world. It says, this is Moorish literature again. It says, Muhammad was the founder of the Mohammedan religion. It originated 13 centuries ago on the Arabian Peninsula, where the streams of commerce and culture met and mingled in the Middle Ages, where the markets of exchange were stationed for treasures of India and the products of the Mediterranean coast. There, this religion was established in an unprecedented short period of 20 years, and unlike many other religions, without the aid of any royal patronage and support, Buddhism has its Osakar I don't know if I'm saying that right. Judaism has its Joshua, Christianity has its Constantine, but Mohammedanism had no person of royal rank and power to assist its establishment and spread. It says, the Quran should be of interest to all readers. It is the Bible of the Mohammedans. So saying Mohammedans is like saying Moors. So it is the Bible of the Mohammedans. So that means including the Moorish Science Temple, it should be the Bible to us too. Well, it is the Bible to us too. Ruling over the customs and actions of over 600 million people. That's different today. Like I said, this is written in the 20s or 30s, so it's more than 600 people, 600 million people now that follow Islam. It is a work of importance, whether considered from a religious, philosophical, or literary viewpoint. So it can be read from any of those three angles, from the religious, philosophical, or literary. The first approach that I take to reading it is literary, and then philosophical, and then religious. So I take all three approaches, but my initial approach when I first read it was literary. I just read it as literature, right? We have a chapter in here called What is Islam? So I'm going to tell you what is Islam to a Moorish American. Islam is a very simple faith. It requires man to recognize his duties toward God, Allah, his creator, and his fellow creatures. It teaches the supreme duty of living at peace with one's surrounding. It is preeminently the religion of peace. The very name Islam means peace. The goal of a man's life, according to Islam, is peace with everything, peace with Allah, and peace with man. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, tells us that the final abode of man is the house of peace, where no vain word or sinful discourse will be heard. The holy divine prophet Noble Drew Ali says that a follower of Islam, in the true sense of the word, is one whose hands, tongue, and thoughts do not hurt others. So this is what Islam is to us. So as a Moorish American, yes, we are, as a Moorish American, we are supposed to be followers of the Orthodox Islam, of the actual faith of Islam, and we're supposed to be avid readers of the Quran of Mecca, as well as we have our own Moorish Quran, of the Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. So we are to read both, and we have some things that trace back to biblical literature too. So I would suggest all Moorish Americans study the Bible and the Quran of Mecca, as well as what they call the Circle 7, right? So that's that. I just wanted to drop a little information on that. So on this second part of the video, this second part is going to be about what do the Moorish Americans have to offer to the community and to the world, for that matter. Because we have a lot to offer. It's a lot of confusion, but Ali's men stand for the clearing of the confusion and the dispelling of myths that are not true, and we put the prophet out front. So we use the prophet's words in literature and statements to go by. You see, go by. So we're going to imitate the prophet a little bit, right? Because he is the founder of the movement. So why not? I understand men have ideas that they want to infuse and bring different things into this Noble Drew Ali's program, but a lot of it don't belong. So what does a Moorish American have to offer? Well, we have to offer a lot to the community. Now, I personally know that, and I don't expect for everybody to join the Moorish Science Temple, but that don't mean you can't benefit. You don't have to join be a member of the Moorish Science Temple to come work with Moorish Americans, or to come to the temple, or come to the meetings, or and do things and move around with Moorish Americans. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to practice Islam if you don't want. This is all your choice. If you choose to eventually, then that's on you. So when I first got into this, I wasn't a member. I would just go to meetings and just go and just learn and go. And I'll say, I'm ready. You see, I'm ready. I like what I'm hearing. I like what this is about. I want to go in. You see? So right now I'm going to read some more literature by Prophet. This is by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. On the bottom, Friday, September 28th, 1928, Prophet Drew Ali speaks to the nations, need strong men and women. He said, if you have race pride and love your race, join the Moorish Science Temple of America and become part of this divine movement. Then you will have power to redeem your race, because you know who you are and who your forefathers were. Because where there is unity, there is strength. Together we stand, divided we fall. Come, good people, because I, the prophet, sent to redeem this nation from mental slavery, which you have now, need every one of you who think that your condition can be better. This is a field open to strong men and women to uplift the nation and take your place in the affairs of men. So he's sending the call out to all our brothers and sisters, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm sending the call out to everybody who think their conditions can be better. So there you have it. He's calling all strong men and women, right? So he's calling all our brothers and sisters. He's saying all strong men and women, come and join in and be a part of this great work that we're trying to do and uplift our people, uplift our race, uplift this nation. You see? So the Moorish Americans have a lot to contribute. I will admit a lot of Moorish Americans haven't been, transparent in the past, but now it's coming more to the forefront where we are showing ourselves more, doing more things. And I want to do a lot more for, our people. So the Moorish Americans have a lot to offer our people. They offer brotherhood, sisterhood, community, unity, charity. We're supposed to help each other, bring each other up. When each other in need, we're supposed to provide mutual assistance for our people and for the members especially. But even just in general, charity is charity, whether you're part of the Moorish Science Temple or not. We are to help in different ways we can, because Moorish Americans are servants of humanity. That's right, Moorish Americans are servants of humanity, and so we have much wisdom and much energy to give to our community, which you will see. I'm sure you will see very soon, if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, so I want to read a little bit out the Moorish Quran, or the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Let's see. The Moorish Americans deal with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You don't hear hate nowhere in there. So we don't have a hate for no other people, no other nation, no other race. We deal with love, truth, peace, freedom. And when those four principles have been violated, then justice must take its course. No matter who it is, if you violate those four principles, then justice must take its course. That don't mean hate. And we're not going to sit on the corner and yell and scream and hate. We're going to actually put rubber to the road. Rubber to the road meaning tires or shoes. So it says, the Moorish Science Temple of America is a lawfully chartered and incorporated organization. Any subordinate temple that desires to receive a charter, the Prophet has them to issue to every state throughout the United States, etc. that the world may hear and know the truth, that among the descendants of Africa there is still much wisdom to be learned in these days for the redemption of the sons of men under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So who's these African descendants he is talking about? The Moorish Americans, right? Moorish Americans have a lot to offer. And true Moorish Americans stand for building up their own. So I hear a lot of people in the community, like, you seen Tulsa, Oklahoma, you seen all these different cities, and we had all this stuff, black people had all this stuff, and the Europeans just came in and burned it down and killed us. Well, I don't associate my future success with the past failures of our ancestors. You know, just because somebody else failed at something in the past or whatever you claim, don't mean that I'm going to fail at it today. I don't carry that baggage. You see, like 50 said, get rich or die trying. You know, raise up your nation, raise up your own, build your schools, build your business enterprises, get your land, cultivate your own acres of land, meaning not just have farms on them, but build housing and buildings on your land. Cultivate the land. You know, strive to escape economic slavery or die trying. If you don't take a chance, what type of chance you think you had? You never had a chance if you ain't try to take one. You didn't try to do nothing. All you did was sit there and complain and scream and cry out of frustration. You see, you got to try to do something. Man or woman, when I say man, y'all know that I'm talking about both genders. Because originally when you spoke of man, you spoke of men and woman, right? So man and woman are goal-oriented beings. Allah has placed a mechanism inside of us, a success mechanism. We are created to succeed, not to fail. We are created to succeed. But to succeed, you have to first have a goal. You have to first have a goal in mind. So if you have a goal in mind, but you never took a chance in going to the goal, what that breed? That breed envy in your heart, jealousy in your heart, hatred in your heart, because you didn't go for your greatness. You didn't go for what you wanted. You sat back and you watched all these other people achieve these great things while you sat back and complained and worried and said, you figure if you try to do something, you're going to get knocked down. That is your mindset. So when you program yourself with that, your central nervous system, which is your brain and your spinal cord, will receive that accordingly. And you will get your reward. What you ask for, what you ask for, that's what you're going to get. If you believe whatever you believe in your heart and in your mind, that's what you will become. If you think you are a failure, you will prove yourself to be a failure. If you think you are a winner, you'll prove yourself to be a winner. Now, you can't fake these things. You have to actually embody these things, bring them into your heart. If I believe in my heart that I can build the school, I know in my heart, not just saying it with my mouth, but I know it. I see the blueprint clear in my mind, and I set out to do it, it's going to be done. Now, if I say I want to build a school, but I really had doubts, and I try to 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, it's going to fail. But it is He who guides us to success. It is also He who will guide you to failure, because you are the navigator of your temple, of your boat, which is the physical body. You, the self-image, the person behind the flesh, navigates the flesh towards goals and towards whatever it wants to navigate towards. So you are the navigator on the sea of life. So where are you navigating to? If you're just going in circles, or do you have no destination, then you're going to wander that way into death. So start now. See, Noble Jali have gave us missions. He has gave us a direction to go in. So we not just navigating, wandering, and worrying. We know the destination. We know the final objective. We know the goal. So after we embody this and impregnate our subconscious minds with the doctrine, it is He who will guide us to that success. So I'm gonna cut this video short now. I'll see you on the next video. I want to say peace. I want to say subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, I'm celebrating 100 subscribers today. Hopefully we get to the next is to 500 and to 1,000. Get the word out. Get it out. Share the wealth. Share this wealth of information, and that the Moorish Americans are on the scene, and we are dedicated to serve humanity. We're dedicated to serving our people. True Moorish Americans, because not everybody is a true Moorish American if they don't follow the program, and they don't follow what we call the Moorish Science Temple of America, the divine Constitution and bylaws. You know, Act 6. Act 6, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. You see? So, all true Moorish Americans. If you don't know if a person claiming to be a Moor, and you don't know if you want to separate them, ask them, he or she, if they subscribe to the Moorish Science Temple of America, the divine Constitution and bylaws. If they say no, then you know that's not a true Moorish American. So get with a true Moorish American, ask them questions, ask me questions. I'm willing to answer whatever, whether it's the worst, the baddest questions about Moors enslaving people or being the cause of our downfall or whatever. I answer it all. I'm not running from any of it. I answer anything because I'm a true follower of Drew Ali, and I'm a true Moorish American. To the heart, it's in my heart. Don't fake this. You see, it's in my central nervous system. It's in me. You see? I want to give honors to Ali's men because they want to put the rubber to the road. We are putting the rubber to the road. I witnessed it with my own eyes over the weekend that they're trying to counter what we're suffering, from police brutality to economic slavery. It all. So, as I said before, the Moorish Science Temple of America embodies the true concept of black power. Although we don't use the term, we embody the concept. So with that, I say peace.